I want to make a card game. Something new, but also infuriating. With planning, strategy, and sabotage being the main focus, aided by a dynamic, ever changing system of events. A truly bizarre game. But first, let's start from the beginning. Why am I even making a card game? Well,
4 to 6 weeks later.
I was wandering around the mall to pass the time. Then, out of the corner of my eye, I see the favorite section of literally every single child, the toy section. I just had to check it out. Whilst browsing some of the toys, I ended up looking at the card and board game section, which I instantly realized was completely and utterly dominated by two games, Uno and Monopoly. These two games unironically monopolized that section of the store. All the other games were practically non existent. So I thought, what would happen and what would it look like if I mixed the two games together? Then promptly left to eat at Jollibee. A couple days passed and I couldn't get my mind off of it. So much so that here I am, making a card game. So for starters, let's start with the basics. What kind of game do I want to make? Well, first, it has to be a game that feels alive, where no two matches are ever the same. A game where players can strategize, adapt, put a picture of Maharaga in there, and most importantly, screw each other over in the most dramatic way possible. I wanted a game where money talks, alliances break, and chaos reigns. So for the past few weeks, I was brainstorming mechanics, and by weeks I mean like about a month now actually. Yeah, systems and abilities. And then through blood, sweat, and a lot of tears, and a lot more tears, and a lot more sweat, I made this. Now, you guys might be wondering, what the hell did you just show us? Well, let me break it down for you.
First of all, let's start with the name of the game. Bazaar, a cutthroat merchant game of trading, betrayal, and sabotage. Next, we have Objective. Players assume the roles of merchant in a chaotic marketplace through buying, selling, and trading goods and using sabotages and random events to disrupt opponents. Each player strives to amass the most amount of gold by the end of the game. The player with the most amount of gold wins. Now for the game setup. The things you do before the game even starts. First, each player starts with 20 gold, 5 random goods cards, and 3 sabotage cards. The market card is set up displaying the base price of each good with a minimum of 2 gold. However, events and sabotage cards may change these values. Now for the game flow, basically how the game goes about each and every single round. First, you will start off with the market price update. Players will draw a market price card to set the price of goods for that singular round. Next is the random event update, which will only happen once every 5 rounds because they're frankly very overpowered and can truly mess someone up. Draw a random event card and apply its effects immediately. That's how you use the random events cards. And yes, again, once only every 5 rounds. Next is the sabotage phase. Did I just say phase? Phase. Players may play sabotage cards. Timing is flexible but must be resolved before the selling phase, which is the next phase. The selling phase. Players choose whether to sell any of their goods at the current market price. You know, the ones that you just draw a couple seconds ago, hopefully. Next, after the selling phase, is the draw phase. Each player draws 2 new goods from the goods deck. Now for the sabotage replenishment phase, which happens after the draw phase, although only happens once every 3 rounds. Yes, the sabotage replenishment only happens once every 3 rounds. Each player draws 2 new sabotage cards. Now, after the sabotage replenishment phase, we have the auction phase, which once again only happens once every 3 rounds. 8 random goods are auctioned. Players bid for these goods. The player with the least amount of gold starts the bidding. Bidding proceeds one at a time, with the players increasing the price or choosing to just pass. The highest bidder, obviously, wins the good and pays the auction price. This is pretty much similar to Monopoly's thing. Now let's talk about the market system, practically the most important part of this game. The goods values. Goods fluctuate in values each round based on market price cards. Goods include food, natural, textile, exotic, and livestock. These are all the types of goods. When a price is halved, it rounds down to the nearest odd number. For example, 5 turns into 3, while 3 turns into 1. Now for the favorite part of literally every single player ever, the winning the game part. At the end of 20 rounds or another agreed upon limit, basically you guys can pick whether you want to play for, I don't know, 30, 40, 50 rounds. The players with the most gold wins. Simple as that. However, surviving the chaos and betrayals may be the real victory.
Hey guys, it's Future Luke here, and I would like to remind all of you that these rules, everything that I just said, are still up for change. I'm still rebalancing the game for, balance purposes, because there's cards like Tax Audit that straight up deletes like 1/4 of your gold, and I'm thinking of changing that. How are you guys might be thinking, how do you know that it's overpowered? Well, it's because I've already created the card game. A prototype. A very, very early prototype. Like, a hella early prototype. Let me show you guys. Boom. Hell yeah. These cards. There's actually way more. There's like 5 sets of cards. But, like, yeah. I've already created the cards. And I have been playing them with my family, with my classmates. Yeah, I've been bringing this to school and playing with them using these cards. Let me show you a sneak peek of it.
Ang pipiliin ko is livestock. Ang gagawin niya is dami kong pera. Ano ba yan? Ano pa pala ako? Ikaw pala yung pinakamababa.
So yeah, we've been having a lot of fun with this. Although yes, I have found some problems with it, and I will be balancing the game more. I'll be changing some stuff up. So the things that I said before might be up for change. And in any case, I'm still thinking of a way on how I can actually turn this into actual cards, because right now I kind of just bought a bunch of what are these even called? Like just cards, and then I just wrote on them. What they do, what their power up is. This is 5 gold. This means 5 gold. I'm thinking of like hiring an artist to like design the cards, to like add like art to them, design in them. But I'm too broke. Like straight up, I have no money. I can't do it, and I certainly don't have the skills to do so. So like, yeah. Please, maybe if I get like enough monetization on this video, I can use the money that I gain from the monetization on this video to, make my game even better. But yeah, currently I am still changing the games, adding new cards, changing up some rules, adding new rules, stuff like that. In any case, let past me talk about what the effects or like how these cards work. Market price is the current selling price of the goods that you have. These cards are changed every single round, meaning they are dynamic. If the exotic goods that you have are worth 3 gold this round, they may be worth 5 gold next round. Although this is completely random, meaning they may just decrease in price as well. The next type of card is the goods card. They are simply the goods that you own, similar to like a red 4 or like a blue 2 in Uno. There are 5 types of goods, similar to the different colors in Uno. These are food, natural, textile, exotic, and livestock. Also, from now on, when I say the word good, I mean these 5. Next card we have are the spicy ones, the sabotage cards, the ones that ruin friendships. These cards give the players that use them an advantage against their opponents by utilizing a diverse amount of ways to royally fuck them over, like stealing their goods, taxing them on their goods, or crashing the market price of a certain good. These alone can win you the game, although probably at the cost of your friendship, so use it at your own risks. Next is the event cards. These cards basically just spice up the game by adding random effects that may or may not screw over a single person or the entire game, like a pirate attack making a random person lose half their gold, or sabotage frenzy where all players gain like 6 sabotage cards. And that's basically all of the cards. As for the currency system, it's just basic coins, similar to like Monopoly. Now for how the game flows. basically the entire game. Now, you guys might be wondering, well, how do I win? Well, the player, meaning you guys, get to pick the amount of rounds you want to play. In my example, I picked 20 rounds, meaning after 20 round ends, the player with the highest amount of gold wins. Now, it doesn't matter the amount of goods they have. All that matters is the amount of gold they have in that moment. Hell, you can even use the strategy in where you force your opponents to not be able to sell at the last round, meaning all of their accumulated goods become useless. And that's it. That's the entire game I've been cooking up. Maybe I'll be making a video to go more in depth into the mechanics of the game, and maybe I'll even show you guys some gameplay after I make the first prototype. In any case, thank you guys for watching this video. Please consider liking and subscribing. This video literally took me a month to make. So please like and subscribe to keep up with the progress of the card game, and bye.